other platforms. We're gonna go ahead and go live here in a second. I just got to start on the YouTube and the Facebook. Don't drop out, all right? Ian, stay right there. Don't drop out. How's it going, guys? I do appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate all of the guests who are here. All right, we are started everywhere. All right, cool. Ian, I'm going to go ahead and bring you up. I kept on saying Ian. I meant Liam. My bad. Liam, how's it going?
That's going great. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. How's it going? Are you at least 18? And
I'm 40. I'm 44. Yeah, and
cool.
I am a conservative. So
cool. Why should I be a conservative?
It's unmistakable at this point. I think that from the top down, a government is more for the people. That is, it has conservative ideas and policies. So, yeah, I just to be a liberal these days is to be lost and confused, I would say. And if you say that you're for the liberal party, I would argue that you really are not for truth, and you're for, like, honestly harming society as we know it.
Okay, well, I fundamentally disagree with that because I think that the policies that the left wants to put in place are actually things that would be advantageous towards society and are more humane. There are people who are conservative that I've spoken to that have even admitted this, that yeah, leftist policies do care more about uplifting people. It's just that they don't think that we have a way to pay for it, or et cetera, et cetera. You see what I'm saying? Things like single payer, things like guaranteed parental leave, sick leave, things like that. Investing into our infrastructure, investing into nuclear power, so we can deal with the climate crisis, things like that. Those things put people in front of just profiteering. So when you say that liberals or leftists don't really care about people, why would we want to institute policies that uplift people if that's the case?
Yeah, so I don't disagree with what you're saying, but these policies that you're bringing up are something that Democrats and Republicans fight to fund or defund. Okay, it's never abolishing these policies. Okay, you would be saying that, which would be an absolute lie. You would say that the Progressive Party, versus the Republican Conservative Party would be this much different through policy, and it's really not. That's not the point. This is where we get lost as voters, and we start yelling and arguing with each other over these ideas that one is so much better with policy, but it's so much bigger than that. Okay, so
no, I'm talking about. I don't disagree with that. I don't think that the Democrats or the Republicans are really for us.
Well, I think that they are and they aren't. I think that it's a big money grab for sure, and that's a whole other conversation. But you look at this as this is. I believe this is a Christian nation. Maybe it's no longer as much of a Christian nation, but this is still a Christian nation. We can see the impact that Charlie Kirk made throughout the world from being unalived in the United States. But that being said, okay, you look at the Trump administration. Okay, you look at Christmas Day. Christmas is a celebration of the birth of Christ, so to speak. And then Christmas, Kris Kringle and all the BS, gifting and, celebrating presents and Christmas trees and all this stuff, right? Now, but getting back to the conservative view of this, okay, you have Donald Trump, who targets Nigeria because Christians are being unalived in a vast number. Okay, literally Christmas Day, there was an attack on the tyranny that's happening to Christians in Nigeria. That is caring for Christianity in its entirety. Okay, it's not even close. You would have never seen that happen if the left was in power. Okay.
So yeah, if the left was in power, we you're saying that it's a good thing that we bomb other countries, even though those countries say that what you're saying is not happening.
Yes, it is happening. Absolutely, is happening. And let me tell you this right now.
What if it was happening? And I'm telling you why. If it was happening, Why do officials in Nigeria say that it's not happening? They do have a crisis going on.
I
We're not
don't
gonna deny that.
care
Hold
what
on,
they're saying.
hold on,
It's a
hold
lie.
on, hold on. Yeah, sure. There is a crisis happening over there, right? But the entire, geocide of Christians, Nigerian officials have said that that's not what's going on over here, right? This is more of an ethnic conflict, not a religious one. So hold on. Let me finish, because I'll let you talk for 5 minutes. So there are several things wrong here, right? Because first, the Nigerian official says like religious sectarian violence is not happening. It's an ethnic conflict. That's number one. But the second thing is that you said that you don't care about that. That's an issue, because if you don't care about the sovereignty of other countries, you don't actually care about people. You just care about power. That's the second problem. The third problem is that you call this a Christian nation. Nowhere in our Constitution even says that. It does mention a creator, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't necessarily mention a Christian God. I do know that a lot of the founding fathers were Christians. Some of them were deists. Some of them were secular, like Benjamin Franklin, for example. But the fourth problem we're going to run into is that we actually wrote in a treaty that we're not a Christian nation. So you can't claim that we're a Christian nation and we wrote in a treaty that we're not. And the fifth problem that you're going to run into is that if this is a Christian nation, where does that leave people like me who are atheists, who don't believe in that? Are you going to impose what you believe on myself? Of course, we can't do that. We can't live in a society like that. That would be bad for our entire society. So there are several issues what you're saying here, and none of it really gets to the meat and potatoes of why should I be a conservative? Everything you said tells me that I shouldn't be, because from what I'm hearing from you, you only care about power and Christ. I don't care about power. I don't care about, Christ. I care about having people live the best lives that they can live. I don't think that, we should just decide to bomb other countries because we think there's a Christian issue going on there. I will repudiate that. Christians shouldn't be attacked or unalive simply for being Christian. I think anybody agrees with that. And I'm an atheist, right? But that doesn't mean that we should go ahead and project our power to other countries. Like, they have a sovereign nation as well. Why should we just get to do that? You even say you don't care what they say. That's a problem. If they don't care if you don't care what they say, why should someone like Bin Laden care about what we say?
Okay, this is the thing. You made a great point. So why would I say I don't care what they say? I would say I don't care what they say if it's a lie, because say that this happens a lot. Let's say that we send missionaries to Nigeria, okay, all over the world, to help people in crisis situations, okay? Uganda, or wherever they might be going, okay? Now, being feared and respected as United States citizens, when we go into these countries to bring aid and to bring help, and we are attacked and targeted by the government because we are Christians, we are not feared the way that we should be and respected as United States citizen. And we can easily lose that power and respect through the belief that, this is no longer a sovereign nation founded upon Christian morals and values. Now, if you tell me, going back to you saying that you are not religious at all, saying that you're an atheist, I would argue that you do not have any morals and you don't actually have a moral ground to actually stand on, okay? You would have to stand on the laws of the land, and that's it, because there's no moral basis that comes from your worldview at all. There's no moral substance.
Yes, there is.
There is not.
Yes, there is.
Show me perfection. Tell me the ultimate perfection that you subscribe to.
There isn't one. Perfection is impossible.
You're right. There isn't one. I agree with you. But under my world, not my worldview, but my moral reality and my view is I put Christ at the head of my morality.
Prove that
Christ was perfect.
Can you prove it?
Yes.
How?
He was literally written and told everything that happened.
So
that he did was not anecdotal. Wait a minute, it was not anecdotal.
Okay, hold on. Liam. I understand.
You're cutting me off. You asked me a question.
Liam, hold on, because you're going to go into preaching mode. I know that
I'm
Jesus
not
existed.
preaching.
Yes, you are. I understand that Jesus existed, right? That's not what I'm trying to ask you. I know Jesus existed. I know that you can interpret Isaiah 53 any way that you want. That's not my point. My understanding is just because a book says something doesn't make it true.
Brother, for you bringing up that passage. That was awesome.
Right. So I understand that you can bring all that up, right? But just because a book says something doesn't make it true. You actually have to have evidence of what of that being true. And even if even that's even besides the point, right? just because you have a certain more moral framework or a certain like a worldview doesn't mean that now that worldview gets to rule over everybody else. I have no reason to care about that. It's just something that says in a book. Why should I care about it?
Okay, you know what?
We still need to live in a society with each other.
Okay, morality is objective or subjective?
It's subjective.
Okay, so there's no ultimate truth in your worldview. So through morality, I could say through my morality, I think that it is immoral.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah. Hold on. I got a phone call. Hey, yeah. So the person that he's spamming the N-word. Are you mad that I smashed your mom last night? Is that the reason why you want to call in and spam the N-word to me? Is that the reason? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, that happens.
Just trolls, dude. Just trolls. Come on.
Yeah, I'm black, so. But and anyway, yeah. So when it comes to that, right? Yeah, morality is it's subjective. Even if your God exists, morality will still be subjective.
So it's subjective that it's you can harm children.
No, that's not subjective.
Oh, so there is moral standards here. There's things that are objective in your worldview, right?
Yes, because in my worldview is a subjective lens, but I can make objective observations on it, such as harming children objectively causes harm to them.
So you know how to find objective truth.
Yeah, I know how to find.
Okay, let's
I know how to find objective observations.
Let's test that real quick. So is under your worldview, is it okay for two men to partake in a loving, intimate relationship if they are both adults?
Yes.
Okay. So under your ultimate morality, okay, your objective truth, there's no problem with two brothers partaking who are of age in an intimate relationship.
I find it gross, but ultimately, yeah, that's fine.
It's okay. Okay, so wait a minute. So it's okay. It's also okay for a brother and sister to partake in this.
Again, I find it pretty gross, but yeah.
But it can bring harm to a child.
How no, if they have babies, yeah, sure. If they have children,
sure. So wait a minute.
That's not what you said.
Of course, people have babies, dude.
Yeah, of course, people have babies, but if they're not having children, then there's not nothing we can do. But if they do have children, then yeah, I'm gonna say that what you did was pretty wrong. You brought a life into the world that's gonna have like diseases and everything like that. So it's not something. Again, I find it gross personally. I just want to say this again. I do find it personally gross, but it's like can you really stop it? No, I'm not even sure if we even should.
Okay, if brothers and sisters are deciding to hook up and have children, and it's bringing harm to their children, okay. So should we make laws that say this?
We should probably stop it.
Okay,
because it's harming children.
All right,
it's going to cause harm to children. So it's probably we should stop it.
So now men are getting together, and whether they're brothers or not brothers, and it's causing an epidemic of HIV that's turning into AIDS. Okay, so that's a problem. Should we outlaw that men should be together as well because it's causing disease?
No, because those diseases can be
on a vast number.
Those diseases can be caused by heterosexual interaction as well. It's not a gay disease. Yeah, HIV and AIDS are not gay diseases.
It's not even, okay, that's fine, okay? The numbers aren't even close, though. In the United States, okay?
Right.
The biggest reason for HIV is with men laying with men.
Right, because it's easier to pass it on because of the way that they have interactions. But just because...
What are those interactions? What are you talking about? Holding hands?
No, not holding hands. Bro, we know what we're talking about. Let's not... Because
are you talking about the one-way street,
Liam.
Is this a one-way street?
Liam, chill. This is TikTok. There are certain words we have to use or else get taken down. I can't say wait a minute. Liam, pause real quick, bro, because you're just reacting. Listen to what I'm saying. When I
get what you're saying about TikTok, TOS.
All right, cool. So the way that they have those interactions, it's way easier for it to pass around, right? But that doesn't mean that just because it's way easier for it to pass around through the way they have interactions makes it a disease amongst them. Like those STDs can be passed to anybody, no matter who
Okay,
you
wait
are.
a second. Hang on. If it feels better to my body that I'm a glutton and I just eat sugar all the time, but I'm going to have major health problems from it, should I partake in that?
Go ahead. That's on you, bro.
No, but I'm telling you, it feels good to eat this kind of food, but the outcome is going to be detrimental. So partaking in this lifestyle because it feels good, but the outcome could be dire. Should we talk and tell people truth, or should we just allow them to live in this state? Because we might be bigots if we actually tell them truth.
No, we can tell you the. Okay. Yeah, no, we should still all tell people the truth, right? Partaking in unsafe practices is going to harm you in the long run. But you can be a part of the rainbow community and still have safe interactions. That's possible to do. You realize that?
It's not 100%, especially with bagging it. But no,
it's not. Listen, I'm talking.
Hang on.
It's not 100% with me and a woman, is it?
If you are in a heterosexual relationship with your wife and you're not going outside of your wife, you're both clean, it is a 99.9% chance that you're never going to have any sexual issues at all. It's not even close, dude. Not even close.
Same thing with rainbow people. Same thing with people in the rainbow community. If they have safe interactions and monogamous, they're not going to pass diseases around.
Two men? Yeah. Men with men?
Yeah.
That are not performing safe smacks? What are you talking about?
I didn't say not performing safe smacks. I said if
they perform I'm talking.
Hold on, I know. Hold on, wait, Liam. That's because we're talking about two different things. You're comparing safe smacks with unsafe smacks. I already said that. Yeah,
that's
you should
right. I'm saying,
hold on, Liam, slow down, bro. I already said that everybody should partake in safe practices, or otherwise going to cause undue harm to yourself. And
no, I don't agree with that.
Hold on, listen. Hold on.
I don't agree with that.
I already said that, right? So if people part of the rainbow community partake in safe,
that's a fallacy. That's a red herring.
They say no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You're gaslighting me as well.
No, I'm not. Because I'm just repeating what I already said.
You're gaslighting me. I told
I'm not. You don't even know what gaslighting is.
Yes, I do exactly. Listen, what you're telling me,
that's not what I said. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to clarify once again what I said. I'm going to clarify once again what I said. I said if people part of the rainbow community partake in monogamous or even non-monogamous, but safe sexual practices, there's going to be less of a risk of spreading disease. If people who are not part of the rainbow community, meaning you're heterosexual, meaning you're straight, if you partake in unsafe interactions, there is a high chance you will spread disease. It doesn't matter whether you are hetero or LGBTQ. Either one of those people doing unsafe interactions is a high likely chance of spreading disease, right? But the only reason why the STD that you're talking about, HIV, it's higher amongst that population is because when they do have unsafe interactions, it's easier for that disease to pass along because of the way that they have those interactions. So that's why they need to be a lot more safer. Anybody will tell you that. Even they themselves will tell you that it's easier for us to pass it along because of the way that we have that. So we need to have safer practices. Anybody will tell you that. If you been part of any organization that works with this group, they will tell you the same thing. All right. So everybody agrees to have safe interactions. Everybody agrees with that, bro. So you saying that, these people are just going to be spreading diseases because they're LGBT. No, it's about being safe. As a matter of fact, some of the most STD written people were the Romans. They had it so much that they made a plant go extinct because women were getting pregnant all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like these things this is silly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not because of their disposition that disease pass. These disease pass because people have unsafe interactions. That's why.
This is crazy, dude. Listen, you're literally slapping heterosexual couples in the face right now, and you're putting these people on the same level. You're barely saying that people that are in these alternative lifestyles, okay, are, as long as everybody practices safe smacks, then there's no issues here. Okay,
There's less of an issue. I didn't say
wait
no
a minute.
issue. I said there's less.
There are power dynamics in play here that you don't even understand what's going on. Okay,
Sure,
when you have two men, okay, 99% of the time, one is going to be presenting feminine. Okay, this is an identity crisis. This is a lie.
Who cares,
this is
bro?
this is one man acting as a female in the.
The reason I'm going to mute you is because none of that matters. Who cares? I don't care that people are presenting feminine or masculine. No, that doesn't matter. What matters is that if they partake in safe interactions, they'll be less likely to spread disease, and that's for everybody. That's
there's potential disease issues here. There's a power dynamic issue here. Okay, there is a there's so many things
in
that
every
go
single relationship, bro. That's in every relationship.
And a godly based man and woman heterosexual relationship, there's an issue with a power dynamic in masculinity and femininity. What are you talking about, dude?
In any relationship, there could be power imbalances. That's for anybody, bro.
You are straight up out of your mind, bro.
Hold on. So you're telling me that in a man and woman relationship, there's no chance for a power dynamic problem? No chance.
Let's call it male and female, because under your worldview, you're talking about a social construct, bro.
Male and female. Correct. Male and female. No, you're correct. Yeah. You're right about that. Male and female. Yeah. So you're saying in a male and female.
Gender's a lie these days.
You're saying in a male and female relationship, there's no issue of a power dynamic there. What if one of them's an asshole? There'll be a power dynamic problem, right?
That's just a battle of the sexes. That's always going to be there. Okay.
Just like I said, in any relationship, there's a chance for improper power dynamics. What are we talking about? Any relationship is like that. It's not just only LGBTQ relationship that has issues of power dynamics. What are we talking about?
So a woman in a relationship trying to take the headship from a man, okay, trying to take the leadership, okay, is a lot different than a man presenting feminine and acting as a female in a relationship. What are you talking about here?
Who cares? Bro? Who cares if one of the dudes in the relationship?
Why care?
Who cares? Who cares if one of the males in the relationship? Who cares if one of the men or one of the males in the relationship wants to present as female? That's their business, bro. What the fuck that got to do with me?
That's confusing to children, is what it is, dude.
No, it's not. Kids don't care about that shit.
Oh my gosh.
Kids don't care about that shit, bro. They don't care. You care. Kids don't care. You really think kids care about that, man? These kids want to watch Batman. They don't care about that shit. What are you talking about?
So we just confuse society. Is that what we do?
No, we're not confusing society. You're just mad that people want to express themselves that they want to express, and it's gross to you. It could be gross to you all you want. Who cares? They want to express themselves the way they want to express themselves, and they're not harming anybody. These kids don't care about that shit. When I was 9 years old, you think I cared about a man presenting himself as a woman? Because what my parents told me is that, they're just cross-dressers. I was like, oh, okay. That was it.
And I went to go pay back. Nobody cares about what
exactly.
Kid, okay?
So what you're saying is anecdotal as well. What you're saying is anecdotal as well, dude. No one cares.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yeah, because we're about to end with Liam anyway. Liam, you got anything else? Because I got to move on.
Yeah, I cooked you, bro, for sure.
Nah, you lost. Anyway, Screaming Silence. How's it going, Screaming?
Good, man. Good to talk to you. What was his argument to all of this that he's trying to make? What is the foundation to all of this?
I have no clue. No fucking clue.
So is he trying to limit people's rights? Is that his argument?
Maybe.
But he's a conservative, so he doesn't really believe in that. So I don't understand the contradiction.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's also a thing I don't really understand about him going on and on. I'm like, my boy, I want you to know that only other gay people really care about other gay people's genitalia. Is there something you're hiding?
Exactly. I don't get it. All right. So I do got to go ahead and get you guys first. Screaming, are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I had on the board?
Yes, I'm 18 and no. What agree with what?
Did you disagree with what I had on the board? I mean, not, or did you want to? Do you want to give me a good reason to be? Or do you think I should be a conservative? Actually,
So I personally, I kind of lie in the middle. I think it's you kind of pigeonhole yourself when you give yourself a term that you want to represent, because then you kind of have to subscribe to all of that. So people will say,
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, Ghost, are you at least 18? And do you think I should be a conservative?
I'm 26, and to be honest, the way the country's going, hell no.
Gotcha. But I'm based. All right, Ghost, I'm gonna drop you just for a second. Let me know if you want to come back up. All right, appreciate you.
Bet.
Not a problem. All right. So I'm sorry, Screaming. All right, Screaming. So you said that you're kinda in the middle. You want to go ahead and give me more details about that? Do you think that there's some good idea? Excuse me, I'm sorry. You think there's some good ideas that conservatives had and everything like that?
So I was raised as a conservative Christian, and as I've gotten older and really actually started thinking for myself and paying attention to politics and whatnot, I kind of realized that when you prescribe yourself to one or the other, you kind of now are stuck in that camp, and people are going to automatically assume certain things about you. So although there may be some things I agree with conservatives, there are things that I agree with liberals, and so I just think it's something that you're talking about. Should I be a conservative? Well, I think you should just be a free thinker. And I think we need to kind of do away with this whole party system, because all it does is make people want to win and beat the other side instead of work together. We have opponents when you have sides, and I think that's something that's a detriment.
Okay, yeah, that's a new take on it. That's pretty fair. Let me ask you, what conservatives' ideas do you think that you align with more?
Oh gosh, more so for conservatives. Well, I guess it's so. I do personally think the whole conservative idea of kind of like America first, and taking care of your house first. And so I think as far as not necessarily the way they're going about immigration, but I do think that it has become sort of an issue where it's becoming a detriment to our country. So I do kind of more agree with their side of that.
What, when it comes to immigration?
Yeah, so like limiting when we need to immigration, we've done it, and then also being stricter about illegal immigration because of the burden it puts on society.
We're already strict about illegal immigration. Like they literally get rounded up, kicked out. Sometimes
yeah, but that's more so a conservative thing. The liberal argument is that this is stolen land and everyone should be free to come to it. That's kind of what I've been seeing.
Well, that's kind of true.
Yeah,
but when
it's kind of true for the whole world.
It is true for the whole world. But when it comes to the leftist side, when it comes to immigration, right? It's more of a chance of being humane about what you're doing, sure. Right? Because at the end of the day, if we're gonna go ahead and throw out all of the settler colonialism stuff, right? A lot of that analyzation is true. However, the country exists now, so it is what it is, right? So when it comes to immigration, it's more about being humane about it. And not just being humane about it, making it easier for it to come, because the only reason why people overstay visas or hot borders or anything like that is because of the difficulty that it causes to immigrate over here. Because there are people on the waiting list for immigration who have been on that waiting list for 20 years. So of course they're just gonna skip the line or lie on their visa or overstay their visa when they do get to come over here, right? So the argument is more of let's go ahead and get rid of the red tape in our immigration system. Let's make it a smoother transition. Let's process everybody who needs to be processed. Let's have more immigration judges, things like that. And of course there are people who commit crimes or violent crimes. Let's go ahead and send them back, get rid of them, right? That's really the argument there when it comes to immigration, because people are going to want to immigrate to this country because it is the wealthiest country in the world. We do have a lot of opportunities here. People are going to want to come. That's just always going to happen.
People are coming here for a specific reason. If it was a really bad place, they wouldn't be trying to get in.
Right, exactly, and then they come in and they find out about all the racism. So,
So what's your opinion? What's your opinion then on, you said, deporting only criminals? So this is where, maybe I'm more lean to the conservative argument of, it is illegal to come here improperly. So breaking the law makes you a criminal. So that's just, help me understand that more, because if you think that society, should function under rules and laws because they're meant to be there to protect the people that are part of the system properly, then if someone's breaking that social construct and protection, doesn't that make them a negative?
Sure.
When it comes to that?
Sure. Let me give you let me explain it this way, right? I'm gonna ask you 2 yes or no questions.
Yep.
Around my area, the speed limit is about 30 miles an hour. If I go 35 miles an hour, I kind of just broke that law. Should I go to jail?
Should you go to jail? You want me to answer only yes or no?
Right.
No.
Okay. Now, let's say I went 50 miles an hour and I hit a kid. Now, should I go to jail?
Well, that's a different law that you're breaking.
Right. So that's what immigration is, because crossing the border like undocumented or quote unquote without authorization is more of a civil infraction. It's like me going 35 miles an hour.
For American citizens, though,
right.
the illegal immigrants don't have the same rights as people that are protected by the Constitution.
No, once you're here, you're protected by the Constitution. That's how it works. Once you're on American soil, you're protected by the Constitution. You get due process like everybody else. Now, there are some constitutional rights that don't apply to you, like the Second Amendment. That doesn't apply to you, but everything else does.
Yeah. Everything else does? That's not really how the courts operate, though.
No, they like the rights that someone who's undocumented don't not have in this country is voting and owning a weapon. What else doesn't apply to them? As a matter of fact, owning a weapon is actually here and there, because cartels actually buy weapons from here to the United States and they bring them back to Mexico. So even then they can buy weapons.
Well, dude, listen, you don't tell me anything. Our military literally gives them guns.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like really the only thing that's not protected by them is voting rights. Everything else they're pretty protected, because once you're on once you're on in America, you're protected by the law of the land. So and the supreme law of the land is the Constitution.
So let me tell you this side of the argument that I'm seeing from my side is, so I live in like a city basically, and in the past 10 years, my living expenses, my healthcare expenses, my taxes, everything has basically doubled, and a big part of that is the burden of the influx of people that have come in. So for me personally, it's in a lot of ways been a negative, because what I used to be able to survive and live a good life, now it's been a detriment to me, and I'm struggling to get by because of this mass influx of all these people. In the area I work in specifically, there's a huge portion of illegal, quote unquote immigrants, and they are provided services that I'm not personally getting, but they're coming out of my paycheck. So it's not that people are like think less of them, and it's not like a moral argument. It's just literally like, hey, this is affecting my life in a negative way, and that's why I have this specific opinion about it.
All right. So what things are going up? Things like electricity, things like rent, stuff like that?
Well, yeah. So I live in Connecticut, and literally my electric bill, 30% of it is called public benefits, and it's money that they're charging me to pay for people that can't pay for their electric bill. So they're literally forcing me. Mm-hmm. If I don't pay it, I get in trouble. So it's called public benefits. It's like 30% of my bill, and it's paying for people that can't pay their bill.
Right. So are there poor people in Connecticut who are not illegal?
Yeah, but this specifically started because of the influx that we had of like millions of people coming in that were undocumented.
It's called public benefit started when immigrants started coming to Connecticut. No,
it didn't start. It was raised because they were literally running out of funding because of money that they were taking from certain things and moving it over to other areas. Like, this is the way the government works. They take money from here and they put it over there. So they need more money for healthcare, and they take it out of here and they put it there. And all this money gets shifted around. So literally all of my living expenses have gone up. And again, it's not simply just because of illegal immigrants, but that's one of the factors in this area.
Right. So, well, I don't live in Connecticut, so I can't really comment on that, right? But when you actually do some deep research on why electric and rental bills are going up, is literally because of corporations like data centers. They're the ones who are driving, like the majority of our electricity bills going up is because of data centers, and the majority of why the rent goes up is because of corporate landlords, essentially. So even if the immigrants weren't there, wouldn't your electric and your rental bills go higher because of that alone?
Well, the reason the corporations are raising rent is because of
money, because of greed. It's not because of immigrants. It's because of greed.
Well,
if there were no immigrants, they still would have.
I didn't say it's because of immigrants. It's because of a mass influx of people. So I work in the construction industry, and there are literally housing developments going out all around me. And there's a boom right now. I've worked in the construction industry for over 20 years, and I would say more than half of my industry have been people that are paid under the table and that aren't that are undocumented workers.
Yeah, so how's that making your rent go
I
up?
actually have living experience. Like I'm not just saying.
I understand that. I live in. Appreciate the hat mustache. I live in Florida, so like, yeah, I get that. Most of our people who do our construction are people from Guatemala and Haiti, right? So that's really them. But the issue is that the reason why the rent is so high down here in Florida is because of, number one, corporate landlords, and number two, we don't have rent control. Like there's like, I can own a house now, and the rent could be $1,500, and I could raise it to $9,000 and give them 30 days to move out. We have no rent control. You see what I'm saying? So that's part of the reason why it's happening. But what I'm trying to say is that when you pay undocumented people under the table, that has nothing to do with your rent or electricity. That is not.
Well, it does, because expenses go up for everybody when expenses go up. So when you have like 12 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment, which is all around my complex, they use a lot more resources and electricity. Like, it's not just this is not a zero-sum game that I'm speaking.
Right. Yeah. But the thing is, like, that's how you're explaining it. You're saying that they're just sucking up the electricity, making all the
that's literally not what I'm saying. Dude, you're just arguing with everything instead of listening. So this is one single thing. But what I'm trying to understand is, like, again, the conservative versus the liberal side. So how you said there's not rent control. So you want the government, who you already don't trust, to come and put restrictions on corporations because they're corporations, but those corporations are also run by people. So you want more government involvement, although we see that the government already doesn't do a good job.
Government services actually do a good job. The issue is that whenever you interact with the government service, a lot of times you're going through a middleman, and that middleman is a private corporation. That's what.
Do you think our country?
Let me finish what I'm saying. So a lot of times when you actually interact with a government service, you're actually going through a middleman, which is a corporate for-profit company. That's a lot of the reason, right? And yeah, we shouldn't trust corporations. We didn't trust them in the Gilded Age. We didn't trust them in the 60s. I'm not sure why we'll trust them today. Like, corporations don't have the best interests of people in mind. They just want to make money. If they're going to pollute an area in order to make more profit, then that's what they're going to do. So yeah, there should be restrictions on that. Why shouldn't there be? Like, there was a time where rivers were on fire because corporations were just dumping toxins in the river. So why shouldn't that be a thing that we should do? As a matter of fact, because we don't have rent control all over the place in this country, is exactly why rent went up. Like, the government had to sue Real Pages for their algorithm that made rents artificially go up. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, there should be controls over that. You don't think there should be controls over that?
That's not what I said.
Right. So you agree with me? Yeah, the government needs to get involved in this because corporations are fucking up. So you agree with me? Like, I understand there can be an issue with a lot of immigration, right? You see, this is an added factor to why things go up. So yeah, sure, I can give you that. That's an added factor, and that's a concern. But the main reason why it's happening is because of corporations.
Okay, so then I think what people need to do is why I'm saying I'm not on the left or the right, is they need to collectivize and stop looking to the government, which is actually a corporation, to solve our problems and start doing things about it.
Collectivism is leftism.
You're not hearing me. I'm saying that both the left and the right are still looking to the government, which is just people. Government isn't just this entity that exists. It's made up of fallible people. And do you think America in the past 10 or 20 years has gotten better or improved?
No, of course not.
Okay, so obviously the government is doing a very bad job. These social services are doing a very bad job. So what I'm saying is maybe we just need to start shifting our perspective instead of saying, should I be a conservative? Tell me why I need to be a conservative, to tell me, hey, why are we even looking to the government in the first place to fix these problems?
Because that's their job. We live in a society and they have governance, because we're not, because at the end of the day, right? What can we do about these data centers that use up AI? What exactly are we going to do about it unless we burn down the data center? We either burn it down ourselves, or we tell the government that, hey, regulate these people. Because if we tell them, hey guys, regulate yourselves,
or we collectively stop using AI and we stop using all these systems that they're profiting off of.
Yeah, we can, but we as people can stop using ChatGPT tomorrow, and then your job takes it up, right?
I just think that people can do more in their personal lives to restrict the government's influence on them, and most people don't want to do that because it leads to an uncomfortable life.
And there are things that we cannot do when the government has to get involved, like regulating the companies.
If we do not buy their products, there is no product for them to have to regulate.
We're gonna buy their products, bro. That's not that like there's no way that we just can't not buy products. Like that's gonna happen.
We can pick and choose which ones we buy. Like, we know that Apple uses slave labor to build iPhones. Yeah, everyone still buys iPhones.
Yeah, I'm correct. Shit, even I have one. You know, because I just had it for years.
Well, this is my whole argument: is you're a liberal, but you own an iPhone. Literally, children. We know that children in China are building them. Yet you, as a liberal, own one.
Yeah,
this is my argument to why all these arguments are invalid.
Because you realize I love to say this all the time, right? There is no what I was gonna say, not proper consumption. There is no ethical consumption under capitalism, because everything that we buy is going
then don't participate.
Hold on, listen, bro. At the end of the day, I have to buy clothes, right? Because I have to work. I need to function in society. So I need to buy clothes. This t-shirt was made in Haiti, where my parents are from. And I know there are sweatshops in Haiti that made this t-shirt. The pants that I'm wearing was also made in Haiti. And I know there are sweatshops over there. But I have to buy clothes, right? You used to be able to get on here naked. I have to go to work, right? So the parts that are in the car that I used to go to, hold on, listen. All I hear is listen. These are not excuses. You expect me to not work?
You're participating in slave labor.
I have to, because
No, you don't.
I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna get to work.
No, you don't.
Tell me how I'm gonna get to work.
No, you don't.
Tell me how I'm gonna get to work. Tell me how I'm gonna get to work.
What do you mean, how are you gonna get to work? How far away do you work?
My job is 15 minutes away from me.
Okay, so ride a bike.
There's a highway in between us.
You can get to work. There's ways to get to work. People got to work before cars. This is what I'm saying.
I know that people got to. I know people got to work before cars, but at the end of the day, I have to go to work and make money, right? Do you want me to go to work naked? So that means I have to. Hold on, wait, listen. I have to go to work. I have to make money, and I need to buy clothes to go to work, right? I need clothes to go to work, right? All right, yeah, this is dumb. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on. We got Pretty Idol, Light, and OGS on the stage. Idol, how's it going, Idol? Are you at least 18? And did you want to give me a good reason to be a conservative?
I am 18, and it's Petty Idol, not Pretty Idol.
Well, I like your voice. I'll just call you Pretty Idol anyway. So
no, please don't. Just call me Petty.
All right, Petty. How's it going, Petty?
It's going good. And I don't think that you should be a conservative because I think conservatives are, if nothing else, assholes. But I did want to say that I find it interesting that when people ally with conservative values, it's always on the America First stance. And they choose immigration instead of America First and us being other countries like we did Nigeria on Christmas. I find that very interesting that America First is always about immigration and never minding our business internationally. That's all I have to say. Never, ever be a conservative because it will immediately turn you into an asshole. Immediately. Turn you into an asshole.
Yeah, immediately. Hey, I appreciate you, Idol. You have a great day. All right. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks. You too.
All righty. All right, guys, just a quick thing. I do have a gift goal. Go ahead and gift me up if you would like. I appreciate everybody who is on the stage right now. Shout out to the Deconstruction Junction. Everybody who's watching me right now. I forgot to put on the phone number. Give me 1 second for anybody to call in. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just put on the phone number. Guys, just wait for me really quick. Light, you are going to be next. Light, just give me 1 second. I'm going ahead and putting in the messages to call in. So if you're over on the Deconstruction Junction, you can now call in. And if you're over on my Volsy Thoughts channel, I'm putting it as well, so you can call in there as well. But I appreciate you all being here. Let me put it also. Well, it's already on my Facebook. I'll put it also on the. No, don't worry about it. All right, cool. Light, how's it going, Light? Are you... Give me a second, y'all. Give me one moment, y'all. This is wifey. Baby, how's it going? I'm on stream. What's up? Oh, you done? Okay. I'm coming in a few minutes. All right, guys. This one's gonna end early because I gotta go pick up my wife. But Light, how's it going, Light? Are you at least 18? And do you think I should be a conservative?
Hey, my brother, how you doing? Thanks for letting me on your show. Yes, I am above 18, and I am absolutely not a conservative. But I just wanted to give my own little view on what is going on here in the U.S. and as well as Africa and around the world. If I am an immigrant in this country, and as you watch social media, you listen to the news and TV stations and all of that, you realize that I'm not sure if those that have chosen to be conservative understand the negative implications and impact that the Trump administration has brought to the face of Americans in America. If you pay attention to the world today, you realize that there are so many countries that are against America. But people tend to ignore those things. Today, America is acting like the war police and going from one country to another country, invading those people's spaces. Even though America claimed to be the world superpower, and yet she don't have her own unique military. Her military is comprised of diverse nationalities. However, America is claiming to be the superpower and invading one country to another. You have some Americans who fail to travel, who fail to do research, and they are stuck within their mindset of the few little manipulations of informations that billionaires are putting out there just to get them trapped. And they are discriminating against other immigrants, against their own people. And the Trump administration has created very terrible division within the midst of the American people.
They have. I agree. Hey, but Light, I do appreciate you. Do me a favor, right? Follow me because I'm going to. I got to end this live for about 30 minutes, and I'll be right back. All right. So, guys, everybody.
Definitely.
All right. I appreciate you, though, Light. Who is you as well? Who is you? I know you just got up here, and I do apologize that I couldn't get to you. But please go ahead and follow me. I see that you did follow me. I'm gonna be back, y'all, in about 30 minutes. The live is ending for now. All right. So it's ending right now. I'm going to be live. I'm going to be back in about 30 minutes. I got to pick up wifey and I'll be right back. All right. So everybody on Deconstruction Zone, everybody on the Volsy Thoughts channel, I'm going to be right back. Okay. Give me about 30 minutes and I'll be back. Y'all all go ahead and come on back. We're going to be right back here and we're going to go ahead and keep the conversation going. All right. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace. Y'all have a good day. All right. Be right back.